Hi everyone, this is the first lecture from my basic game design course. Today we are talking about marketing. A game designer's job involves close interaction with the marketing department and analyzing the game's metrics. Today I'll talk about the primary stages of game marketing promotion and the role of a game designer. So let's use mobile gaming as an example. We have a team ready, developers, artists, modelers, and we want to make a game. What kind of game are we going to make? A puzzle? Action fighting? Match 3? Will it be a game for children or a scary game? The development of the idea begins with market and competitor analysis. As an independent developer and game designer, your company or you must know your competitors and the main market-leading companies. Depending on your niche, you can see the biggest competitors on the main pages of Google Play, App Store, Steam, or any other game stores. Today we are talking about mobile games, but you can use these principles and metrics for any other. Sections of Google Play, such as popular games, top charts, top-rated games and genre collections on the main page, will tell you which games are at the top. Various analytics services can tell you more about your competitors, such as AppMagic or others. You can see how many installations your competitor receives monthly, when the first release was, and when the latest updates were. This helps to understand how new the trend for this idea is, how attractive the game remains over a certain period, and in which countries the game is most popular. Original and fresh mechanics offer a chance for a game to become popular. Large studios compete to release an original idea or mechanic. Marketers track popular trends in open advertising libraries on Facebook and TikTok. It's possible to see in the public domain which creatives competitors use and what new ideas they are testing. If you have an original idea, in addition to checking for a similar game in the game stores, you can look for it in advertising libraries. Perhaps your competitor is already testing a similar idea. I will discuss the game's App Store optimization later. For now, we are interested in the preliminary analysis of keywords. Even before selecting an idea, marketers or ASOS specialists analyze the traffic for keywords and topics. We can see the most popular keywords queries, daily traffic and popularity using special services. You can also look at the keywords queries by which your competitors are indexed. A popular keyword is not a guarantee of success, as it often has many competitors. Analyzing the number of competitors relative to the keyword traffic is an essential stage of preliminary market analysis. We can track trends in social networks, the film industry and the retail. Sometimes a surge in interest in something is triggered by the release of a new toy, the premiere of a new movie, a challenge in social networks or a global event. We can track trends in content tops. As a rule, many developers immediately want to release a game based on a new trend. Therefore, the goal is to develop an idea quickly and be the first. Based on the information received from marketers, we, game designers, might get a request to create a game and mechanics based on an existing trend, or come up with ideas with a niche setting because this key is popular but has few competitors. Sometimes game designers are asked to develop several ideas, which are tested and analyzed in the market. The idea is chosen based on this analysis. The game designer's task is to work in conjunction with the marketing department and the people making decisions about releasing a particular idea. A game designer must also regularly monitor competitors and new releases to stay informed of the latest trends and products already on the market. The team is engaged in the game development process. Artists create art and level designers construct levels. Parallel to them, the marketing department prepares the game for release. The term App Store optimization is crucial here. App Store optimization is the process of improving the visibility of your game or app in app stores. It involves working with your app or game's textual and visual aspects. App Store optimization is a mandatory part of the work because you can only release your game with text and promo materials. Each store has its own requirements for publications. For example, to release on Google Play you need the following: app name, icon, video plus screenshots, short description, full description, and feature graphic. You need the same for the App Store and video plus screenshots in 3 sizes: promotional text and keywords. Different stores have different requirements for sizes and number of screenshots. Game designers need to interact with the marketing department to prepare these materials. In small studios, the game designer may also be tasked with preparing promos and descriptions. This is also important if you want to release your own game. Text optimization affects the app's indexing in the store. That means its visibility through keywords. This impacts the volume of future organic traffic to your game. Organic traffic comes to the app page from search results, recommendations, compilations, and charts. Text optimization preparation consists of several stages: collecting the semantic core, prioritizing keywords, preparing textual metadata. The semantic core consists of words and phrases that users input into search bars. Think about the tasks and needs a user will fulfill using your app or game. Consider which characters, genres, mechanics, and settings you can include in your semantic core. If you are working with the marketing department, provide them with the concept of your game and potential keywords for promoting in search results. The next step is to gather the main competitors based on your preliminary semantic core to expand it by collecting competitors' keywords. There are many App Store optimization services for fully compiling a semantic core, where you can collect keywords through competitors' apps and view the top queries in the game store. Again, App Store optimization services are necessary to prioritize and select keywords to use. They show brand words which are important because you should not use them to avoid copyright. They also display daily traffic for a keyword, the number of competitors, difficulty and suggestions. Naturally, the most popular keywords will have more significant competitors, making them harder to promote. This must be taken into account. By analyzing the semantic core, we choose suitable keywords for us. The final semantic core should include high frequency, medium frequency, and long tail, low frequency keywords. After this, we proceed to write text fields for the release. There are many rules and nuances for writing texts. For instance, Google Play indexes the title and the short and full descriptions. However, the App Store's main description and promotional text are not indexed, so they don't need to be filled with keywords. There are also rules for writing texts. For example, a word should be used several times but not too frequently to avoid spamming. Some App Store optimization services also have helpers for writing texts. Besides including keywords, your texts must reflect all the advantages and features of your game. But before writing text, read the main requirements of the stores for writing texts. Visual optimization inside App Store optimization affects conversion rates. The more visually appealing your visual elements, icons, screenshots and video, the higher the conversion rate from viewing to installation for your game will be. Before preparing tasks for artists, study the main requirements of the stores for promo materials. Icon. This element of visual optimization appears in the store's search results and on your game's page. It is a thumbnail representing the game's functional and brand aspects. Before commissioning an icon design, gather information about competitors, create a mood board, suggest several original ideas and select references. Draw several icons, try different color options, and place them on a board next to your future main competitors. Consider whether your icon will stand out. You can test your icon later. A well-designed icon can increase installation by up to 100% and reduce the cost per installation. Remember, your app icon should be original. The icon should reflect the specifics of your game. It should be optimized for different devices and backgrounds. Don't overload the icon. The idea should be clear within 2 seconds. Offer users a glimpse into your game's main functionality and influence conversion rates. Google Play allows up to 8 screenshots and the App Store provides up to 10. Focus on the most important gameplay screenshots. You can add text, but keep it minimal. Stores recommend using actual screenshots, particularly the App Store, but you can also create a few design screenshots that reflect your game's idea or story. Highlight the product's advantages, not just its features. Localize screenshots for your main target countries. Dark mode. With the release of iOS 13, the App Store introduced a dark theme, affecting how some visual elements look. Black or dark icons and screenshots might blend into the background without contrasting elements. Video. As a game designer, you know your game's coolest features, great locations and attractive skins. Participate in creating the promo video, highlighting the most vibrant moments and the idea. For example, I always create promo videos myself. Be sure to read Google Play and App Store requirements. Focus mainly on the user's personal experience. Demonstrate the main features and content in the first 10 seconds. Consider carefully the first 2-5 seconds to reflect your product's main idea. Banner for Google Play. Display your project's title and main idea on the banner. Make it vivid and appealing. Your game is ready, and you need to integrate an analytics system. There are several analytics systems on the market. The most basic for games being Google Analytics with Firebase Analytics. By integrating analytics, you can view game metrics, configure necessary events, connect analytics to advertising accounts, and monetize your game. Firebase can be integrated with many services: Google Ads, AdMob, Play Store, Data Studio, and Slack. To monetize your game, you can make it paid, introduce a subscription, or keep it free and include ads. There are several advertising networks, the most popular being ironSource, AppLovin, MoPub, AdMob, etc. Connecting ad mediation is recommended to allow ads from several networks in your game. After release, the game undergoes preliminary testing. User acquisition is the process of attracting new users to a mobile app or game through marketing activities. We've already discussed organic traffic and the preparation of App Store optimization to secure organic traffic. Now let's talk about paid traffic. Paid traffic is advertising purchased from various sources: websites, apps, social networks, YouTube, search queries, etc. Marketers launch advertising to test on different platforms. The initial tests show how enjoyable the game is to user and, most importantly, whether we can recoup the costs. We access the basic metrics after launching advertising with different creatives in the first 3-5 days. The primary sources of necessary data are located in advertising services, for example, Facebook Ads, Google Ads, in the connecting analytics, such as Google Analytics, Firebase, in the reports on connecting monetization, for example, AdMob. You can use additional services to combine analytics. You can create your own reports or calculate manually. User acquisition metrics. These metrics indicate the success of the launched advertising and the cost of acquiring a user. These metrics are crucial to marketers, but I'll tell you about the most basic ones important for a game designer's work. Cost per install. This is the advertising or marketing costs divided by the number of installs. For example, if you spent $100 on advertising and got 1000 installs, your CPI is 0.1. The final cost per install depends on many factors, such as the game's genre and, accordingly, the auctions your advertising participates in, where your ad is displayed, and how high or low the conversion rates are, all of which affect the final cost. For large publishers, this is the most critical metric. As they need to launch a project with 10 million plus installs, they test 100-200 games a month, and only the games with the lowest CPI make it to launch. Conversion rate. This is the proportion of users who have performed a target action out of the total number of visitors or ad views. A target action could be, for example, installation, purchasing in-game items, or reaching a certain level. For instance, this indicator can show us that one creative gets us a 60% conversion rate to install, and other 30%. 10% of users purchase a skin from one pop-up and 30% from another. This helps us draw conclusions and decide on updates, promos and creatives. CTR – click-through rate. This is clicks divided by impressions. This shows the success of your creatives and promos and the interest in the product. It allows decision to be made at the campaign creation level. Activity metrics. Retention rate. Retention rate – one of the most essential metrics for game designers to track. It's the percentage of users who return to your game. If you've connected Google Analytics, you don't need to calculate anything. You can view the ready-made charts. Retention rates are the most critical points on the first, 7th, and 31st days. A first-day retention of 30–40% or more is considered good. However, the average for mediocre games is 20%. 7th-day retention starts at 3% for average games and 6–25% for top games. If your first-day retention is less than 20%, the basic mechanics are likely not appealing to users, and you should test another idea. The second most important metric for a game designer is session length, the time a player spends in one session. It shows how long users stay in the game per visit. The longer the session, the more users watch ads, make purchases, etc. A good duration varies by genre. For hyper-casual mobile games, 10 minutes is excellent. This metric is fundamental when releasing updates. You see how the session length decreases or increases with adding extra features. Crunch rate. The crunch rate is also an important metric at the start. It tracks players who have deleted your app. Developers lose up to 90% of new users within the first month after installation. That's why retention in the first 7 days is so important. It's the window when a developer can recoup costs. If you see a high crunch rate in the first 7 days, look at other reports. Perhaps your game is poorly optimized, leading users to delete it immediately. Revenue metrics. How much can we earn from the game and how can we cover the costs? Average revenue per user is the average revenue from one player over a period, month or week. To calculate average revenue per user, divide the total revenue for the period by the number of active users. Average revenue per user compared to, for example, CPI. Average revenue per user varies significantly in different localizations. For instance, while daily average revenue per user in the US might be $0.2, in Brazil it could be $0.02. The downside is that it doesn't account for the entire life cycle of a player. For that, we have another metric. Lifetime value represents the player's life cycle. It's one of the basic marketing metrics for any businesses. In our case, it's how much one user brings to the company over the entire product use period. This metric should be considered in comparison to CPI. We need to earn more than we spend on acquisition. There are several models to calculate lifetime value, and it's also available in Google Analytics. One of the formulas, lifetime value equals average revenue per user multiplied by retention and divided by crunch rate. The return on investment measures the project's overall profitability. If your return on investment is minus 100%, devising an update or feature to save the project will be challenging. Each business has its ideal return on investment indicator. An ROI of over 100% is considered good for advertising channels. After launching advertising, analyzing metrics, and deciding whether we can continue working on the project, we release updates, invent new features, and expand the in-game store. What marketing is important when we're working on an already released game? Let's talk about that. A/B testing of visual elements. A/B testing evaluates the conversion appeal of a game's visual elements. Icons, screenshots, banners, and videos can all be tested. Testing is essential. We can't guess which creative is the most appealing, even if we believe we have significant experience in design assessment. Initially, hypotheses about which new creatives and narratives might appeal to users are formed. Changes can be radical, such as a new look and story on an icon, or minor, based on current promotions, including changes to the background, object colors, perspective, and size. A new creative can significantly increase conversion to installation and lower cost per installation. Creatives are tested on Google Play and App Store consoles. The total number of players is automatically divided into A and B groups. You can choose to test more groups if desired. Group A sees the current promotion, while Group B and others see new promotional creatives. Continue testing until you achieve the best conversion data to installation. Experiment with different colors and videos to find the most effective option. Featuring is the inclusion of your game in App Store collections, allowing the app to appear on the front pages of the store in one or several categories for free. It is a practical and valuable source of organic traffic and new user acquisition. There are two ways to get featured: automatically generated by the system based on the game's popularity in a specific country, rating and performance, and manually created by Google Play and App Store employees. I'm sharing the main links for featuring applications in the video description. To be considered for manual selection, you must apply, prepare a presentation and discuss your game. There are various types of applications, such as for independent developers, new games and standard features. You need to explain why your game should be featured. A significant update or a seasonal mini-game might be reasons for featuring. Your game's rating should be no less than 4, ideally 4.4 or higher. Note that if you are seeking featuring for an update, you should apply at least 3 weeks before the release. Working with reviews. Good reviews are essential for increasing conversion, achieving featuring and overall success, since you are creating a product for players. Monitor feedback, respond to reviews, and sometimes users provide valuable suggestions for improving the game. Aim to keep your game's rating above 4. That's all for today. It was the fourth lecture from my basic game design course. We studied genres, documentation, level design, metrics and marketing. I hope that these lectures help you on your way to developing your own games. Thanks for watching.